Welcome into the 14A Sports Radio Show.
Ho, 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 ho.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals out there in cyberspace. Welcome to the 14A Sports Show on this 18th of December, 2013.
Last show before the new year, huh?
Yes,
New year?
absolutely. Yeah. It's a somber time here around the 15 MOFE studios.
Why are you somber?
2013 coming to a close. Very good year for us. First year that we started out here.
It should be a celebration.
Yeah, not somber.
All right. Yeah, you didn't let me finish.
Pump up the
It's
jams.
a somber celebration.
That's like a wake or a funeral.
That's not a celebratory.
Giants are having a fucking somber celebration.
Talk about somber.
Yeah,
How somber was Nips was at that Giant game? How bad was that, man?
Oh, man. Probably 70% full, maybe about probably 20%, 30% Seahawks fans. So, I mean.
Really?
It was that many.
Yeah,
12th fan coming across the country.
I could be exaggerating that a bit, but tailgate was full of Seahawks.
Well,
I mean,
the Seahawks fans got to scout out the territory here for the Super Bowl. I mean, they're going to be there.
Tell them they can rent my apartment if they want.
All you
No
Seattle natives out
no
there.
rooms at the Holland Tunnel Inn.
All you sleepless in Seattle loving motherfucker. All right. Well, as always, the 14A Sports Radio Show is brought to you by the Big Apple Sports Palace, wall-to-wall TVs. You'll never miss a beat of the action. Give them up a call tonight and get some of the town's greatest foods delivered to your door. 201-858-1075. Before we get into the show, let's give a big thanks to the Big Apple. They helped us out a lot here
Absolutely.
in 2013.
Latino family's been great. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Without them, we don't
Big
know
ups.
where we'd be. We'd probably be doing shows at 15-seat bars and stuff. Nobody wants to see that.
No, absolutely.
Not even the 15 people.
Hey,
that could
speaking of the
potentially be there.
holidays, I watched a double feature of Home Alone the other
Okay.
night. Those are the best Christmas movies of all time. They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Home Alone 1 and 2, or
Yeah, combined. The
right.
double package.
Gotta go back to back.
Dude, they're legitimately like when I watch TV by myself and I go I was by myself.
Hey! This is a family show. All right.
No, I very rarely laugh at the TV like when I'm by myself. I was cracking when Ma's getting hit with the bricks.
Oh yeah.
The tarantula's crawling and he's whacking them. Oh God!
I haven't seen that movie in
It puts
forever.
you right in the I recommend it. It puts you in a holiday
right.
spirit.
Yeah,
No doubt
nothing
about
like
it.
the holiday spirit with some bricks right to the skull.
That's it, baby.
Absolutely.
All right. We're coming up on the show tonight. No guests. That's all right. But, we had to make time for the inaugural 14A Sports Awards. We're going to be giving out some awards. We got 5 categories of all the guests that we've had over the past year. I'm going to give away some awards tonight. We don't necessarily have any trophies. They're just spiritual awards.
Internet trophies.
Right. We'll give you a gold star on the board.
I was thinking of some of the guests, and we'll get into it. But we've had quite a few characters on the
Absolutely.
show this year, man. We really have.
Yeah, I was running down the list, and I think I wasn't involved for some of them, but they sounded interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to break them all down, We're going to go through the nominees. They'll kind of be like, like a real award show.
Little
Like,
Oscars.
for the best guest, and then we'll go into some of their accolades, some of the lines that they may have had here on the show. It's going to be a good time. I Facebooked out to everybody who was involved, so hopefully if somebody wins an award, they'll call in. Now, I think the voting process for this will be interesting. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have sheets of paper. We'll write who we think is the winner, and most votes on there gets the win.
Sure.
And in the event of a tie, then we'll just have to flip a coin.
All right. Yeah, sure.
That's fine.
That solves everything.
Don't worry about it.
Rock, paper,
We could
scissors.
have a dual champ, right, or a dual winner.
Yeah, we could do dual winners.
If you had to.
I don't like co-winners.
No?
No. You get one champion. No ties.
We'll see.
No ties on
If a
14.
co-winner is applicable, then we'll have some
Applicable.
co-winners.
Big words today.
I like.
Big words.
Somebody
every
uses
day.
word of the day dictionary.
Hi-oh.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's get into the 2-minute drill, starting right now. Tony Romo and the Cowboys choking that chicken again this weekend. These guys suck. I mean, listen, I'm one of these people that I don't like to bash Tony Romo too much. Or the Cowboys in general. I'm a firm believer. I give a lot of people second chances, third chances in life, my everyday. But what the hell's going on with the Cowboys? And do we pin this loss solely on Tony Romo, or is it the whole team?
I think the defense. I mean, got to take a good chunk of this blame. I mean, they were up 26-3 at half.
That's true.
How do you
Matt
how do you
Flynn.
let that team back in the game? Yeah, with a backup quarterback going too. I mean,
I don't even think he's
know
a
what?
backup quarterback. He's
Their defense, the Cowboys' defense, it is not good, right? We knew
No.
that the week before. Chicago smoked
Bears,
them.
yeah.
They have a ton of injuries. I blame it, and I'm not a big play calling guy, but the play calling was unbelievable. They had series. They're up 3 touchdowns. They had series. They had the ball 18 seconds.
Yeah.
18 seconds.
Pass.
Just run. They're averaging 7 yards a clip running the ball, and they're throwing it on every down.
Yeah.
Stopping the clock, punting back.
I'm sure Green Bay started
that
falls.
That falls. I don't care. You run it. Kill a couple minutes at the very least.
No.
That loss falls solely on the head coach. And I didn't like at all how he put it all on Romo. Garrett
supposed to be a
all
run
on
play
Romo,
or whatever, and
he said he audible
out.
that, which was stupid.
Right.
Granted, it was stupid, but you're the head coach. You're the guy in charge. Don't let the guy audible. Send him places. Don't audible. You have to run the ball.
Yeah.
Romo, and I agree with you. I think Romo got way too much blame. When they
the 2 picks at the end were bad, but the one was a great interception,
right?
And then the other one, he just underthrew him, and
Beasley stopped running the route.
That was an option route, right? So he stuck it. They bracketed him, and he stuck. And Romo, they read it, differently. But Romo got a ton of criticism throwing that pick against Denver after he put up 48, 50 points.
Yeah.
And unwarranted in my view. He had a great game, but he constantly comes up. It comes up small at the biggest moments, and it's just a Romo theme.
Yeah, and the quarterback is the one who always gets the glory. He always gets the blame.
Not much glory though down in
No,
Dallas. Not at all.
I must say, statistically, Romo's having a very good year. It's just these clutch moments that he always comes up short. Statistically, I think Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning. These are the guys that are above him. But you can't be throwing these picks like that. And obviously it's going to fall on him. I kind of think the defense is a lot to blame with this. You have a 26-3 lead going into halftime, and you cough up all these points to an offense that doesn't have their star quarterback, doesn't have their best receiver. And, they're just getting the ball ran right down their throats. And this has been a common theme week in, week out,
that's why I disagree with you, because the defense is what we thought they were. Really.
Swiss cheese!
They're terrible.
You want to crown them? Crown them.
Yeah. The defense is terrible. We knew they were terrible. And it falls on a head coach.
No, but Romo got him up 26-3 too, so it's the same guy.
I agree.
Run the ball.
Now, from one choke job to another, Monday Night Football, Baltimore walks right into Detroit, steals one right there. Matthew Stafford has actually blown more games for his team this year than Tony Romo has.
You had Schwartz here. I think that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
We're in Dallas. Romo's getting all the blame, and,
Right.
and Jason Garrett is getting let off the hook. And in Detroit, it's a complete opposite.
Right.
You know what it is? No one likes Jim Schwartz. He's
Yeah.
a jerk.
He's
No one
rubbed a
likes
lot of
him.
people the wrong way.
So that's where all the blame is falling. But as you just said, and I'm glad you made that point. I was going to make the same exact one. Stafford has double the interceptions that
Right.
Romo has. He throws the ball like he's playing like he's Brett Favre. He just throws the ball everywhere.
Slinging the rock
Just
around.
slinging. And he's immensely talented, no doubt about it. But, I don't think enough blame goes to – I think Schwartz has that team. They're completely undisciplined. They have the most defensive penalties. They turn it over constantly, and I think that's a byproduct of Schwartz. But Stafford isn't taking enough blame for the amount of balls he's throwing poorly, the amount of turnovers that he's committed. I think Stafford. I think Schwartz is definitely to blame just for the culture of the Detroit Lions, but Stafford hasn't gotten enough criticism.
Yeah. And everyone wants to call him he's up there with the top quarterbacks, but that's only because he throws the ball 700 times, and Calvin Johnson as a receiver.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson, though, a couple big drops.
Huge drops in that game.
Very
One on third
uncharacteristic.
down, another big
and
one that gets you a first down.
Too easy almost. It was just the Don DeMarco drop for the drop. But yeah, and Detroit, 3 weeks ago, you say Cutler's out, Rodgers is out.
Yeah.
They should be walking into the playoffs.
Right?
Absolutely.
How about on Thanksgiving, right? You look at that Detroit game where they just crushed Green Bay, right? Green Bay Green Bay was incompetent, right? Couldn't move the ball. You're saying Detroit's going to win that division, just like you said.
Oh, yeah.
And now here we are. Jim Schwartz is going to lose his job, and rightfully so.
How about beginning of the season? I think this whole panel had Detroit winning the NFC
They
North.
should have.
They
they
should
should've.
should. And then
You go up and down on that team. Especially compared. The Bears' defense is terrible. Detroit has more talent than any of those two teams put together. Green Bay's got injuries left and right.
I know.
And they're still somehow it in, and Detroit's just giving it away. Given Detroit had a snow game in Philly, which not great conditions for, especially the way their offense rolls.
Right.
And then but they lose at Pittsburgh. You got to win these games, and especially versus Baltimore too. You got the 61-yard field goal at the end, Justin Tucker.
Oh my God.
I mean, give that guy some props for hitting that.
Knocked me out of the
but-
fantasy league by .04. Don't want to.
that's
Well,
brutal. That's a brutal loss.
That'll happen with
But
your
Justin
lifestyle
Tucker,
if you're a Walsh.
fantasy beast this year.
That's why I devalue the kicking points in my league, right? I hate when kickers decide games.
Yeah.
I don't think kickers should be in fantasy football.
You know what? I guess we're getting off topic, but let's stay on it. I'm taking the kicker. I won the league I'm a commission. I'm taking the kicker out next year.
Yeah.
No more kickers.
Very interesting.
I like
Very
it.
interesting.
No more kickers.
It's too much of like a luck draw play. Like, you know, 1 week to the next, it doesn't matter. You know,
Right.
There's no
No
logic
rhyme
to
or
it.
reason.
Got to play the matchups. But yeah, I mean that's an interesting point too. Tucker, you know, he's been amazing. That Thanksgiving game against Pittsburgh, he wins that game for them by having 5 field goals. This game he has
Jets
6.
game.
The only kick, yes, the Jets game also. You know, only kicker in history to have what was it a 20-yard, 30-yard, 40-yard, 50, and a 60-yarder.
Wow.
So you know he hit for the cycle on Monday night right there.
Let me quick question. What job is more? Let's assume Schwartz. They don't win a division. Schwartz gets fired. What's a better job, Detroit or Houston?
Ooh.
Well, you do have
That's a good one.
you're probably gonna have the number 1 pick.
Houston, right? Houston.
I think they're locked in.
Assume Schwartz is out. Assume Houston the 1 pick. Are they locked? I'm not sure about that.
They played Denver this week, so if they lose they're
lose-
automatically
Okay.
in.
So what job is more attractive?
I gotta tell you, man, Houston's got some pieces. Obviously, Detroit does. I would have to say Houston because you're in a weaker division, and also you don't have to deal with
Are you
these
in a
head
weaker
cases
division?
on the Detroit Lions.
I mean, the AFC South's pretty weak.
Very, very weak.
You know,
He's
so
saying Houston's a
Oh,
better
yeah,
job
yeah.
because
Oh,
Yeah,
Houston's
Houston's
better?
got- yeah,
Oh,
because you know you get to play Jacksonville twice. You get the Titans. You know,
Indy
they'll get
and
some wins.
Indy look like world beaters early on.
Yeah.
But they've kind of fallen off.
Yeah, the loss of Reggie Wayne is
I
definitely.
think I would take
huge.
Detroit though. I think more talent on the team. I mean, the quarterback, like you said, I mean, not established, but I mean, you don't know who you're going to draft either. If they're going to be established,
I
either, or
agree.
if you even draft a quarterback in the first, if you get that first pick there.
Immensely talented. You know it all.
That defense should be a lot better than it is, and I don't get why.
Well,
It's
they're
not.
so undisciplined. They're so undisciplined. I think that they're 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
But I
don't
tell
win
you
games
what,
that way.
Detroit, they don't make the playoffs. They're going to set them up. They're going to set themselves up nice, where they can get a pretty good wide receiver coming out in the first round. Maybe get somebody like a Marquise Lee, maybe like a Sammy Watkins, maybe a Mike Evans. You know,
Imagine Mike Evans,
Jordan
Calvin Johnson,
Matthews. You got a lot of decent
the
receivers
Vandy guy,
coming up
Jordan
here.
Matthews.
So
Didn't they already draft like 9 receivers in the first round? Didn't
Yeah,
they?
but you know
one
what?
of them was Calvin Johnson, Mike Williams, and Charles Rogers.
Right.
Carlos Rogers,
Carlos
the
Rogers,
kid
yeah.
from Michigan State,
Yeah.
who was one of the best college players I ever
Absolutely.
saw.
And
You remember
just
that catch
such a
against Notre
bust.
Dame in the
Yes.
back of the end zone to
Yeah.
beat Notre Dame? I still remember that. One of the best catches I've ever seen.
Put the
Unbelievable.
tiptoes in.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. We got Jameis Winston winning the Heisman this weekend, and probably one of the most
Anticlimactic.
Yeah.
yes, the most unexciting
Unanticipated.
Heisman
Yeah.
finishes.
Once he got cleared of that rape charge, it was
Smooth sailing from there.
downhill.
But isn't it always when you get cleared on a rape charge?
That's true.
Man. So I got to look at
He already won the. He already won the
If
trophy.
only Richie was.
Ba-dum-dum. Now,
He already won it life.
now it's interesting because the last couple of years, the Heisman winner has essentially come out of nowhere. You had Manziel last year.
Well, I mean, both rookies. I mean, redshirt freshmen or whatever. But
They weren't on anyone's radar.
RG3 the year before that. You know, you just got guys coming up. I mean, you guys got any dark horses coming up for 2014?
No.
Or does Winston win it again?
I mean, he's got it just like Manziel was this year
yeah, I
going
think it's
into the
gonna be
year.
like the over analysis.
Right, he's obviously the odds-on favorite. You know, a loaded Florida State team. Jimbo Fisher is recruited, you know, like a maniac. So you know they're going to be right in the mix again in a weak ACC. I don't know. You know, that's tough to predict. You know, especially this far out. Look, Johnny Manziel. This time 2 years ago, he was the 4th quarterback on the depth chart at A&M.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
They had no idea who he was. So, you know, that's really tough to predict. But obviously, going into the season, Jameis Winston's going to be the odds-on favorite.
Yeah,
Clearly.
and if they can run it back and have the season that they had this year, I mean, then obviously he's looking better and better by the second.
Everett Goldson getting reinstated at Notre Dame.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Big for the
yeah.
program.
I mean, they always have a brutal schedule. You know, you have to win games. Obviously, you have to be a top team in order to win the Heisman. And usually, it goes to pretty much the best quarterback on one of the best teams.
Right.
Like, that's how it works. It's really a quarterback award these days.
Yeah, it's kind of like the NFL MVP. It's like
Right, it's the best quarterback.
you
Yeah,
rarely see anybody else get it besides
AP
top-notch
last
guy.
year.
Everett Goldson will be interesting.
Yeah, again, rarely though. I mean, it's not. You know.
Wait, who?
AP won it last year.
Yeah, that which was an upset.
Right.
That was definitely an upset. But he had an all-world year.
Absolutely. 9 yards shy of NFL record.
Speaking of
season
AP, I threw Mataseda into a fantasy playoff matchup, and he wound up winning me the matchup.
Really?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, man.
Very nice.
How much shit did you step in?
That's just smart management.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
talked to
know.
the fantasy geek, and he advised me.
30 for 50.
Yeah,
3
3
touchdowns.
touches. Unbelievable.
All right, let's switch it over to the NBA real quick. We're actually missing a very great game tonight between
the Pacers and
Miami and the Pacers. I was watching a little bit of this game early on, but
What did it look like early on?
quite sloppy. Quite sloppy, to tell you the
It's
truth.
down in Miami, right?
Yeah, Dwayne Wade actually forgot his arm sleeve at the beginning of the
Oh,
game.
no.
They threw it to him
Oh,
in
no.
game. It was hilarious.
Really?
But Indiana up 11 at the half right now.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets for a second here. Rattling off 4 out of the last 5.
Brooklyn.
You know, and I've been saying this for a while that, you know, the big reason for the Nets' struggles have been because Darren Williams hasn't. I finally said it right. Darren Williams finally in the lineup, you know. So, obviously, a huge component. You know, you're looking at Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. They're becoming role players now, essentially. They're not the
Pierce
dominant
coming off the
forces
bench,
that
Joe
they once
Johnson
were.
catching fire.
Oh, my God. What a game. 130 from the Nets the other night.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
What did he hit? He hit 9 and a quarter? 8 and a quarter?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
10 for the game or something like that. Or
Beautiful.
You know what I heard, and I don't watch the Nets to know enough to know if this is true, but they said coming into the year they weren't in shape. None of them were in shape.
They're old.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you don't come in shape, right? But they're
Old
I
in
don't know.
shape.
No, but now they're you know they've been playing to get in shape, and
Right.
you know now they're a little bit
That's a little
bit
smart.
healthy.
Well, I
a
think
little
that
more
kind of
shape.
goes with the rookie head coach. You know, I'm sure, you know,
adjustment period. I agree.
I'm sure that's not on his list of things to do. You know, he probably wants to install the system and stuff like that. You know, with older guys, I'm sure that's going to take a hit.
And you know what? Whatever you think of Lawrence Frank, whether he should have been, whatever. Jason Kidd said, "I am the leader
Yeah,
of this team,"
and you need that.
By getting
You
rid
need
of that.
that.
You know, there's no questions about it. He's in charge. You know, and I think that's important, especially for a guy transitioning. You know, I don't think we've ever seen it where a guy goes from the court to the
you
sideline,
rarely see
head
that
coach.
ever.
You know, and by him dismissing Frank in the manner that he did, you know, basically sent
Yeah.
him to the video room.
Get the hell
Go wash
outta
my
here.
car type deal. You know, he put his stamp on that team, and you know, he has to, the credibility. Throw Pierce on a bench. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't heard a word from Pierce about it. So
Well, Pierce broke the finger too, so he hasn't really been playing either. But
Yeah.
right, but he didn't insert him back into the lineup.
And back to that thing with Kidd and Frank. You know, I don't think that went unnoticed with the veteran leadership in
point.
that
100%,
locker room. You know,
100%.
they saw that and they're like, "Oh, all right,
Yeah,
Jay,
he's
JK
serious.
for real now."
Yeah,
All right.
you're right. Exactly my point. Absolutely.
All right, so moving it across town with the Knicks.
Yeah,
you know, they're just fun. They're so fun. I love
they're
the
gift that
Knicks.
keeps on giving.
You know what, though? We talked in the beginning of the season when they both were struggling early, the Nets and the Knicks, and I think we all kind of concluded the same thing, that, you know, the Nets had the pieces, had the talent. It was just a matter of them kind of configuring, getting in the right spots.
Yeah.
The Knicks just aren't that good.
No.
I think that's what it comes down to. They don't have any talent. Now that, Ray Felton, who wasn't that good, he's out. Prigioni, who actually had a couple decent games in a row.
He's out.
He's out for a couple weeks. Their backcourt, it's got to be the worst in the NBA, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
maybe
one of the worst.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Kyrie Irving, by the way, absolutely twisted him like a pretzel last week,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is a
yeah.
man, and then drilled the three.
Well, how about
as he was falling down.
how about that backcourt battle last night with Damian Lillard and Kyrie
Kyrie
and
Irving.
Lillard?
Great game.
Lillard
Great
burying
game.
that three for the win. Unbelievable.
Absolutely great
Yeah,
game.
I mean the Knicks. I think. Chandler comes back tonight. I'm pretty sure. We'll see how much difference that makes. I don't know if it's going to be much. I mean,
Yeah, they're in Milwaukee tonight.
Well,
but they were their best last season with they had Rasheed Wallace playing well and guys like that. And I don't think they filled in the roster with similar type players that the one I think bad team that the bad thing the Knicks did with this roster is that they didn't compliment Melo enough. Where they had enough. Melo can get you enough scoring, and they didn't really need like a J.R. Smith kind of guy or stuff like that. They could have got more defensive minded guys, but. I don't know. Now they are who they are, and you got to play the hand you dealt, or that you took. So it's like
Let's play fantasy GM real quick. If you're,
like.
you're the GM right here, what are you doing
Of
with this
the
train?
Knicks?
Yeah, if you're, what do you do with this train wreck right now? You make a trade, you fire a coach. What are you doing? You hire some
Yeah.
more dancers, some better dancers.
Look,
I think you fire Woodson. I
You-
mean,
and
just
then-
too many games this year. You're just like, what the hell's going on? That game the other night versus the Bullets here is
that was
like,
brutal.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like anybody knows what's going on. Like, are they supposed to call a timeout? Is Melo just gonna Melo didn't seem like he knew what was going on. Like he thought they were gonna call timeout, and then Nothing happened. He just tossed the ball up for no reason. It was just like
for him, for Woodson.
There's got to be a plan out there to say, hey, if this XYZ happens, we're gonna do XYZ. You know,
100%. When Woodson gets on, gets interviewed after the game, and he says, "Well, it just happened too fast. Like the game went past me." What? In all honesty, I've coached for you guys obviously know basketball. That's somebody scored, and especially in the NBA where you get to take it off at half court. You call a timeout, that ball goes to the basket immediately. You don't even hesitate. Timeout, right? Timeout, no doubt about it. Or if you're gonna push it and try to catch a defense in a transition, push it.
Yeah.
Melo just
draw a foul, lollygagging around the court.
He slowed at half court, then he started running up again, and then
I don't think he had no idea what the game situation was. He didn't, and they asked him. They said, Melo, why did you half-ass it up the court like you did? And he goes, I have my reasons, but I don't want to share at this point. What kind of answer is that? Are you kidding me?
That's just Melo being Melo.
That's Melo being stupid.
One of the things I think this team needs to do, they need to make that deal for Kyle Lowry, get him in here, get a younger
You're gonna trade another first round pick?
I mean, they can just hemorrhage their draft picks forever.
This is the Knicks. They're used to not having first round draft picks.
Then they're used to being bad.
Yeah. And it all starts from the top. And Dolan's another one that's just terrible, I feel like. He has no direction, no sense of unity, uniformity. He just wants everything right now, win at all costs, and it never makes any sense.
He's a person who should not be in the position that he's in. He's such a dum-dum, and that's the thing.
Well, they should put people in that he should have a GM that has control and power. He shouldn't, he shouldn't
Donnie Walsh, he did.
Yeah.
And he has a guy that follow around Woodson around, and just I don't know what he even does. He just stalks him. I don't even get it.
Worst owner, Jerry Jones or Jim Dolan?
I'm going to say Dolan because I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm sure all Dallas fans would come in and say Jerry Jones.
I think Jerry Jones
is much more in the public figure.
He's got the money.
Dolan.
He's got the personality at least to do it. Dolan's just a dick,
But just likes playing jazz.
Let me go back to your point with first round draft picks. You know where Damian Lillard came from for the
Gerald Wallace.
That was the Nets pick, Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
So you need picks to build a franchise.
Oh no, I understand. But actually, if the Knicks wouldn't have taken
that was a terrible trade.
The Knicks wouldn't have. Well, the Nets wouldn't have taken Lillard because they had Darren. Sorry, but they would have taken Harrison Barnes, which would have been a great play right there. I mean, Lillard is going to be one of the best point guards in the league.
At the time when they made that trade, the Nets were like, we didn't really like anybody there.
Yeah,
we didn't like anybody except for the top three.
Yeah.
All right,
but hey, if you don't
Gerald
get
Wallace,
if you don't
pass up on him.
If you don't have Wallace, then you don't get Garnett, Pierce, and Jason Terry.
Yeah, you probably still do.
Unbelievable.
The amount they gave up.
Nets actually down 7 with a minute 20 left here in the second half, and Knicks down 5 with 2:40 left in the first quarter. All right, when we get back, we're gonna break into Week 16 of the NFL. Todd McShay just came out with his first version of the mock draft. Kind of interesting. Some similarities from mine, but. We'll get into that, and we'll break down the games that we got going on, some major matchups this week, including Patriots-Ravens. We got Saints-Panthers, Eagles-Bears. We got some great matchups, so we'll get into that.
How bad were the Saints this week, man?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Some real surprising. And the Philly, too.
Philly,
yeah. Minnesota.
Shooting themselves in the foot.
With AP, Gerhardt, third-string running back. And
Matty Asada, baby! My man!
All right. We'll be right back. We are 14 Sports on 15 Minutes Fame Radio.
15 minutes of fame.